Raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
Court is now in session with the Honorable Judge Karen Mills Francis presiding. All parties have been sworn in, Your Honor.
Thank you, Shane. You may be seated. All right, Mr. Joyner, how are you?
Good, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. You're suing Mr. Harden for $2,530 for personal injury, basically.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right? So what's your relationship with the defendant?
I met him at the gym, ma'am.
You met him at the gym. Okay, so y'all worked out at the same gym?
Yeah,
Yes,
I've been going to the gym for about 2 years now. I'm a personal trainer, and this young man here has been soliciting me for free advice for several months before this incident actually occurred.
So you're a personal trainer?
I am,
And you
yes.
work for the gym that
I
we
do not
both
work
met
for the
at?
gym. I'm an independent contractor.
Okay, but you train folks at that gym?
I do, yes. However,
Okay.
at this time, I was not on duty. I was not actually training someone at the time.
Your Honor, I'd like to point out that I did not know he was a personal trainer. I heard at the gym that he could be possibly, but he never told me himself that he was.
Right. Well, how'd you end up dealing with this fellow in the first place?
Well, when I went to the gym, I noticed him and his group of friends know what they're doing at the gym.
Right. What
And
were they doing at the gym?
Working out,
as we
ma'am.
always
Right.
do.
Usually the person I'm talking to, I'm looking at them. And I don't
Sorry, ma'am.
expect any clatter and noise from the background, okay?
I just don't respect him for
so,
wasting
but
both of
I
our
was
times.
talking to him.
I'm sorry,
Okay? Is this a big gym?
Not that big. It's a smaller gym, ma'am.
It's a smaller gym, so these folks he hangs out with some people at the gym?
Yes, they work out together, and they know what they're doing, and I'm new
Right.
to the gym, so
Okay.
I was trying to work out near them so I could see what they're doing,
Right.
and that way if
So
I...
you,
That's
you
his way of
thought-
saying soliciting free advice. I'm
There
sorry
you
to interrupt
go
you, ma'am.
again. I'm trying to understand from his point of view. I'll get to you in a minute. So you thought that if you worked out near the people who look good, you would
Yes.
start to look good?
Just I could ask them for tips and see what they're doing because I
Right.
don't know how to work half the machinery.
But in the 4 or 5 different gyms that you tell me in your pleadings that you've been a member of, you never learned what you should be doing?
Well, I left them fairly quickly because
Right.
of reasons like it was too crowded to work out,
Right.
or it was too expensive, or too
Right.
far from my school.
Right, okay. So what do you want to tell me?
Ma'am, all I wanted to say was that when he tries to say, come and ask for tips, that's
Right.
stealing my time. I'm a personal trainer. I give out free tips.
Were you friends with him?
I wouldn't say friends, ma'am, no.
Right. But for the months you were going, how often would you go?
I go 2-3 times a week, ma'am.
And for the months that you were going 2 or 3 times a week, you didn't find any other people to get friendly with?
Well, it's,
That looked like maybe they knew what they were doing? Because he just doesn't seem like Mr. Personality, Mr. Congeniality over here. Wasn't there anybody else?
I mean, no one that I saw that would go consistently the same times that I was there.
Right, so, but consistently, you would run up against this fellow who, did you like him?
I would call him more of a mosquito than anything, ma'am. He's tended to just come around me and my friends and try to get free advice off us.
Right.
He was hitting on girls in almost as creepy way as he was hitting on me. It sometimes felt like.
What do you mean he was hitting on
Oh,
you?
no, that's not what I meant to say, but he was hitting on girls
Your
in the
Honor.
same way that he seemed to be soliciting me for free advice. It seemed to be out of place. We're at a gym, it's a respectful environment. I'm in the middle of a
Right.
workout.
Right.
It's common courtesy that you don't interrupt someone in the middle of a bench press set, and he
Right.
did that to me many times, even on
So
the day
you
of this
would
event.
be on a bench press. That's when you're laying
My
down on a
main
bench with the
workout-
bar and you're. I
Yes,
did that
ma'am.
this morning.
Did
so,
you now?
Yeah.
And how much weight do you like to lift?
I think I had 220 pounds.
220
on both
pounds?
sides, right? Maybe more.
You can lift as much as this man here.
I could probably lift that man there.
I believe it.
Okay, so.
Man, if you need any advice, I'd be happy to give it to you on a professional basis.
My bailiff is a personal trainer, so
I believe that.
I got my own man when it comes to that. So how did we get here?
Well, on this day of the event,
Right.
I finally, after, again, months of him annoying me for
Right.
advice,
Right.
I wanted to be a nice
I
guy.
want to ask Shane a question. Do you have this problem in the gym where somebody's coming up to you and asking you for free advice?
If he's trying to get information from me because I'm either looking good or I'm doing something right that he
Right.
wants to learn,
Right.
I'm excited about that.
Too bad that the plaintiff wasn't going to your gym.
Yeah,
'cause
too
you
bad.
would've helped him
Yeah,
out,
why
huh?
not give friendly tips? You know, if
Exactly.
you're nice a couple times, then they might sign up with you. So you never know.
You know what? Now that was some good advice
I
that
agree.
Shane just gave you. That because this man has been to 4 or 5 gyms, obviously he's got money to throw around.
True,
And
but-
if you had shown him a few pointers, he'd say, you know what? I think I will pay you $60, $75 an hour to train me.
Well, ma'am, if I
So-
may, like you said, I was cordial in the beginning. This is
Right.
exactly the point. The first
Yeah, but
several
did you
times, like you
ever
would have done,
say to
this is
him-
months along the road.
Did you ever say to him, look, what do you charge?
$150 an hour.
So why are we here? How did we get here?
Your Honor, on the day in question
Right.
of the incident, I was doing bench press, and I had asked the defendant for his help.
So you said, I'm getting ready to do some bench presses.
Yes,
How much weight were we pressing?
I was going to start with 105, ma'am.
105 pounds.
Yes,
How
that's-
much do you weigh?
I weigh like 170, ma'am.
We agreed that this is where we are?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, then what happened?
He did come over to help me,
Right.
to spot me.
Right.
I started my reps. He told me he was going to add more weight, and he did.
He's been telling me for months now that he wants to bulk up. Any self-respecting personal
so
trainer
how do
knows
we
that to
add
bulk
more
up, you have to add weight.
How do we add
In
more weight?
between sets, we add another plate or a smaller version to each side.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that the way you do it, Shane?
Yep, you can do it that way.
Okay, so then what happened?
I did that set with difficulty.
How much more weight now are we at?
We were at another plate on each side, so about 120 pounds in total.
He only
Which
weighs
would be a 10-pound plate.
175 pounds. So
He
now
told
you're
me
up to
many times that he lifted
125?
125 on multiple bases. He
Well,
did
let me
105, 10 reps.
Let me ask my personal expert.
Yes, ma'am.
Can someone lift their own weight?
Yeah, I could, for the longest time until I tore my shoulder, like
Yeah.
last year, I was lifting time and a half my weight.
Okay, so now we got
He
another,
seemed
what,
strong
10
after 10
pounds?
reps. I
Yeah.
only added
So
10
what
pounds on
happened?
each side. Didn't seem out of question.
What happened?
So I finished that rep, and then he
Right.
proceeded to add weight to one side
Yeah.
and didn't tell me, and the weight.
Wait, what do you mean he didn't tell you? Where were you? In the bathroom?
No, I was on the bar, but
I believe he was
Wait,
distracted by
wait.
the girl he's been soliciting, like I mentioned before.
What girl?
It's a young lady that comes to our gym. I'm actually not too familiar with her. She doesn't come very often. But the few times I have seen her there, she's been pestered by him almost as much as he pesters me.
There's a girl that you like?
there is, ma'am, yes.
Seems to be the reason he's working out. I can only get the...
Oh, is that why you're working out?
Ma'am, I'm working out because in high school I was bullied for being skinny, and now that I'm in college, I wanted to not that to cease. So
You wonder
I'm
why people
trying to
bully you. You ask for
improve
help, I help
myself.
you, now you're suing me in court?
You were bullied because you were skinny?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that's why you tried to bulk up?
Yes, ma'am.
And because you liked the girl?
I mean, that's, yes.
And was the girl standing there during this whole process?
I was talking to her previous before doing the rep.
So I'm trying to understand what happened. You're in the middle of lifting,
Correct, ma'am.
and then what happened? You're on the bench.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then what happened?
He added weight to one side without telling me.
But
He was aware that I've been adding weight in between
I
sets.
don't need you to do my job. Stay in your lane.
Sorry, ma'am.
I'm trying to understand how he could do that without you knowing, dear.
He just slid it on, ma'am.
But you're on your back with this weight. You don't see he's added a weight?
I mean, he slid it on. I wasn't prepared for that. I was in a relaxed position, ma'am.
Okay, so when you saw it, you had to see it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you get that weight added, and then what? You couldn't handle it?
Yes,
You tried to lift
tilted.
it?
It started to tilt,
Right.
and when I went to pull back,
Right.
it went further.
Right.
And the weight's dropping, jerked my shoulder, and I felt a sharp pain, and then I
Okay.
fell off the bench.
But you never solicited him. He solicited you.
Absolutely.
All the time. I read your pleadings. It seemed like you made sure you were there when he was there. You said
Honestly, ma'am, he's not a client I would like to have.
you went to the sauna with him, and you tried to make conversation with him, even when he was with his friends having fun, right?
That's it.
So you were the one that pursued this relationship with this man,
If I
right?
may speak on my
I'm
event-
not talking to you.
Yes, ma'am.
You pursued the relationship.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let me see the medical bills.
Right here, ma'am.
The reason why I'm asking you about pursuing the relationship is that, you keep asking for something, eventually you get it. I want to be a cool kid because I got picked on.
Your Honor, what I believe this comes down to is a lack of communication.
No,
on-
what I believe this comes down to is that you weren't ready for what you were seeking. What's going on now? The relationship is over? We don't go to the gym? We got a new gym now?
Well, I had to go through rehab, ma'am, so it's
Right.
been a while since I've been to the gym.
Okay,
Yes.
what about the girl? Did that work out?
No, ma'am.
So you didn't get the gym, you didn't get the girl, and the judge ain't gonna give you this money either. All right? Judgment for the defendant. Good luck to you both.
All rise.
Judge Karen has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim is denied.